This video is a continuation of the standard error video which you would have seen earlier. If you have not watched that, I have copied its link in the description box. You can view that for more detailed understanding of standard error. However, we'll look into some of the additional problems solving in this. So let's move on. The standard deviation of a sample size 50 is 6.3. So here we've given the standard deviation of a sample size which is 50 and it's 6.3. Determine the standard error whose population standard deviation is 6. Now we have the standard deviation of the population also given to us and it is 6. Alright, so we are asked to calculate the standard error in this case. So we are defined with the sample size as n is equal to 50 and then also the standard deviation of the sample is 6.3, so we call that as S, and we have the population standard deviation as 6, which is represented by sigma, which is 6. Now we need to calculate the standard error of sample standard deviation. Okay, so we need to calculate the standard error of this sample's standard deviation. Okay, I want you to understand that we are asked to calculate the error which is in the standard deviation. So what's the formula to calculate the standard error for the standard deviation of the sample? And it's given by the formula which was already mentioned in my previous video. So you have sample standard deviation calculation is done by root of sigma squared divided by 2n. So we have that here. Our sigma squared, if you take the square root, will be 6 divided by square root of 2 times 50. And that is equal to 6 by square root of 2 into 50, n is 50, which is equal to 6 by square root of 100. Square root of 100 will be 10. So 6 by 10 will be 0.6. So thus the standard error for sample standard deviation is given by 0.6. Okay, now next problem. A sample of 100 students is chosen from a large group of students. The average height of these students is 162 centimeters and standard deviation is 8 centimeters. Okay, here we are given 100 students, which is our sample size, and you have taken their average height to be 162. So of the 100 students, you added all the heights of the students and you divided by 100, you got 162, which is the average. Then the standard deviation is 8 centimeter, which means the way in which the data is deviating from the mean is 8 centimeters. Obtain the standard error for the average height of a large group of students of 160 centimeters. Okay, so we are asked to find the standard error for the average height of a large group of students of 160 centimeters. Now the average height of the large group of students is 160 centimeters and you need to find the standard error for this. So here defined to us is the population average height. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this problem. Now the number of students from the sample is 100, which is n, which is sample size, and our x bar, which is the average from the sample, is 162, and our standard deviation of the sample is 8 centimeter, and this is known in this problem. Since sigma is known, since sigma is unknown, we don't know the population standard deviation. So we're going to consider our standard deviation of the sample as the standard deviation of the population. So, when you're calculating the standard error, you're always using the standard deviation of the population. But in some cases, it is not possible to calculate the standard deviation of the population. It's not available for you. So in such cases, we would take the standard deviation of the sample itself. So we are representing it with a small curve on the top. So this is representing the sample standard deviation. And our population mean is given to be 160 centimeters, which is given here for us. So the standard error would be, which is for the sample mean, would be sigma by root n. We know this already. So we, instead of sigma, we put S, which is for the sample standard deviation, by our n is 100, number of students is 100. So S by 100 square root will be 8 by root of 100, which is 0.8. So the standard error for the average height of a large group of students of 160 centimeter is 0.8. Thank you for watching Maths Tutorial Anand. Please like and you can comment if you have any questions, and do not forget to subscribe to get more videos like this.